first notice when you look at this factory? Is it the busy people, the stuck-up manager, and maybe the cleaning up two custodians? Well, they all make up this factory and the kind of environment it is. But if we were to take out one of them, even just a single one of them, this place would be different. If something like the CEO was gone, perhaps, something so important like the CEO, this happy place where people come to work every day and to earn their money to feed their families would have to shut down, and those people would have to find new jobs elsewhere. The factory you saw back there is just like the components of the cell. So, if one major part went missing, something irreplaceable, something like the nucleus here, the cell would also have to shut down, and maybe even die. This busy worker you see here is running and laboring hard at her job, but the environment in which she is working in is being supported by the floor of this building. Just like in a cell, the cytoplasm does the exact same thing. It contains the organelles that help the cell function properly, and the cytoplasm is where most cell activity takes place. However, the region in where these organelles work is in a place where the cell is surrounded by sticky gelatin-like material called the cytoplasm, as mentioned before. And here, the organelles are free to move wherever they wish. Hey, it's Bob! You know who Bob is? Well, he's the man in charge of this whole styrofoam block design company. He's the main man, the CEO of this whole place. Bob has control over everything that goes on in this building. And I mean everything. He's like the boss of everything, like every single little thing. Just like the nucleus of a eukaryotic cell. The nucleus controls all cell activities. Well, other organelles talk behind his back, saying he's only in charge of the cell because he's the toughest and largest organelles in here. But that's not the point. Anyways, the nucleus has control over everything, and especially the ribosomes, which are the organelles that build the proteins the cell needs to be able to function. The nucleus tells all the ribosomes what kind of proteins they need to build, and if they do not do it right the first time, the nucleus makes them start all over, just like what Bob did to that poor worker back there.
Right now, it's probably out controlling the production of the proteins in the nucleolus. Right now, it's probably splitting chromactin to make chromosomes and process called mitosis. Right now, the nuclear envelope with its double membrane holds the cell together. And now I know. So I dug down deep into the cell of a pretty little dressed up 4-year-old girl. Walked around and found the nucleus. It's called a membrane enclosed organelle located in eukaryotic cells. Maybe next time I'll find the DNA. I might have saved a little trouble for the next cell, because the message it receives will have the info that it needs. Oh, that it.
Ooh, the power plant. The power plant resembles something close to the mitochondria in a cell, because it transforms fossil fuels into electrical energy, just like mitochondria in an animal cell, except mitochondria use oxygen instead of fossil fuels, and it gets energy from processing food. Mitochondria are relatively large compared to its other neighboring organelles, for example, the lysosomes, in which you'll learn about later. This place where the workers do their assignment is similar to the rough endoplasmic reticulum you would see in a cell. The rough endoplasmic reticulum is the surface on which ribosomes bind for protein synthesis, and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum is the transport system for liquids and nutrients in the cell. Furthermore, the Golgi apparatus is representative of the packaging department in the factory. This is because the Golgi apparatus prepares the proteins the ribosomes have composed for export. Finally, how does it get shipped? Well, the shipping department, or the plasma membrane, regulates what enters and leaves. Well, in this case of the factory example, leaves the cell, and where the cell makes contact with the external environment.
Wanna be a lysosome with acid hydrolase, enzyme to break up the cells of waste. I wanna be on the cover of Science magazine, smiling next to Christian Day-Dury. I'm the sheriff of the animal cell. I'm here to keep our cell life swell. Yeah, a different substance every night. Alright, I swear the world won't be awesome when I'm.
The custodian you see here is not cleaning up the waste the sick worker has spewed. It may look like a dirty job to you, but lysosomes are happy to break down the materials and waste inside the cell and get rid of it. They're called lysosomes because it's an animal cell, unlike a plant cell, which contains vacuoles instead of them. Lysosomes also break down unwanted materials inside the cell, as well as old cell parts, of course. All in all, from nuclei to me and bossy CEOs, the lysosomes getting rid of unwanted wastes, the parts of a cell are really more like the components of a factory than different. Finally, we hope you have enjoyed this episode of The Cell Factory. And until then,
the parts of a cell, the parts of a cell. A cell has many parts inside, we call them organelles.
The nucleus in charge tells the others what to do. A cell has many parts inside, now you can learn them too.
The parts of a cell, the parts of a cell. A cell has many parts inside, we call them organelles.
The mitochondria gives a cell its energy. A cell has many parts inside, nothing them with me.
The parts of a cell, the parts of a cell. A cell has many parts inside, we call them organelles.
The lysosomes they store water, waste, and nutrients. A cell has many parts inside, is making perfect sense.
The parts of a cell, the parts of a cell. A cell has many parts inside, we call them organelles.
The cell membrane lets things in. A cell has many parts inside, for this I have no doubt.
The parts of a cell, the parts of a cell. A cell has many parts inside, we call them organelles.
Cytoplasm is the stuff that holds the parts in place. A cell has many parts inside, it's not an empty space.
The parts of a cell, the parts of a cell. A cell has many parts inside, we call them organelles.